huge panel on the show tonight. I want to go to Brendan first. A disappointing end to the game, mate, to be caught out at the death like that. Talk to me, bro.
We've got bigger fish to fry. Nah, I'm only joking, Tel. Yeah, that was one of the worst. In fact, that was one of the worst games of football I've ever witnessed. My eyes are stinging right now. That's 2 hours that I am never ever going to get back of my life. It was a game that really lacked quality, both sides. To be honest with you, I don't know what it was with us tonight, Tel, but nobody could control a football. You know, Saka was poor, Martinelli was poor, Trossard was poor. Every single player was poor. I can't pick out an Arsenal player tonight that actually did all right. I think they was very, very average. And I am a little bit worried because it's all right saying, you know, we go to the Emirates, it's our home leg. We still believe that we can win this tie overall. But what worries me is the way that Porto nullified us tonight completely and utterly. You know, we didn't create anything, nothing at all. You know, people will focus on the fact that we had no shots on target. I don't even remember us having a shot on goal. I don't remember us mustering up a chance apart from when we're taking set pieces. And this is the Arsenal that we see at the beginning of the season, where we were heavily reliant on set pieces to get us out of trouble. And that's where I'm a little bit worried because Porto can come to the Emirates and park the bus and tell us, look, you got to break us down. We're 1-0 up now. And all we need to do is get out of there with a clean sheet. And they're quite capable of doing that. They showed that tonight. Are we capable of breaking them down? I'm not so sure because, again, I look at the fact, yeah, okay, maybe we've got a few players back by then, and like Jesus and, you know, maybe even Partey, but, you know, it doesn't really scream me with confidence at all. So the fact that we conceded in the last kick of the game is a right kick in the teeth. But we got what we deserved, Tel. Let's be honest. You know, we didn't deserve to take anything out of that game. You know, they mustered up the better chances. They should have scored in the first half. The referee didn't help. Not at all, because, you know, like a couple of the super chats said, every time a Porto player went down, he's blowing the whistle. He did the same thing for us, and there was just no flow to the game at all. It was just stop, start, stop, start. You can't get into a rhythm. But that's not an excuse. Arsenal should be going to Porto and really coming away with a win, or at least a point. And I know we looked maybe good value for that point if you go off possession stats, but we didn't do anything with the possession. And that's what, you know, is really frustrating. It's all right having 70% possession, but you've got to do something with it. We did nothing, absolutely nothing. And then Arteta, you know, he doesn't really do too much to change the game. We bring on Jorginho. He was really sloppy as well tonight. You know, there's no in between with Jorginho. Either he's really good when it comes to his passing ability, or he's really, really poor. And again, he was another one who had a really poor game. And I think, to be honest with you, the game kind of changed when Declan Rice took that booking in the first minute. As soon as Declan Rice got booked, it was like everybody was catching some sort of like lurgy or something, where they just made stupid fouls or couldn't make simple passes. Odegaard, you know, tonight was missing. I don't know what to say, Tel, to be honest with you, but
Listen, I hear you. I just want to say to the viewers, by the way, he's calling. I don't know where people are all based, but he's calling me Tel. Tel is short for Terry. Just in case anyone doesn't know that. Tel is short for Terry. Yeah, it's why Terry Venables, when he moved to Spain, was called El Tel. I thought everyone knew that. Yeah, Tel is short for Terry. It's more of a southern thing than anything else. But yeah, it's Tel is what my name is short. I hear you. Souls, was it the pressure that got to Arsenal tonight, do you think? Or was it just their inability to break down, a team playing sort of, what was the expression people use, like terrorist football, sitting back? What would you put it down to tonight? No shots on target and losing the way you did?
I think naivety and nerves, really, because a lot of these players haven't really been in the Champions League. A lot of them, it's the first time they've been in the knockout stages of a European competition. But truthfully, this is on Arteta. You want to bring the kids, and then what flex on people that, yeah, look at me, I'm bringing the youth over here. There's no inspiration. Martinelli, Saka are stinking up the place. And what do? Oh, let me just make one substitution because clearly the team's playing great. Clearly they're creating opportunities. Clearly they're taking shots. Clearly they're doing things that are so wonderful that they deserve to stay on. What's the point of bringing these kids to give them false hope? They're there for a holiday. They've got the easiest job in the world. They just go there to cruise around with these Arsenal players. They're mascots. That's all they are. It's not even about pressure. For me, it's naivety today. Saliba, poor game. Declan Rice, why did you do that? Raya as well in moments as well. Ben White in moments. There's like every single person just caught the bozo gene today. There was no inspiration. There was nothing that got you off your feet. And this is why I keep saying to people, until you don't deliver, you're not world class. There's not a single player in this team that is bloody world class. Arsenal fans, get it through your thick heads. We don't have a single player who can inspire a win. There isn't one. Because the minute it goes bad, guess what happens? Saka has a poor game. Martinelli has a poor game. And do you know what we want to do? Oh, it's the referee's fault. There's no referee blaming today. There was, from the beginning till the end, there was bozo moments from every single player. It started with Declan Rice. It went to William Saliba. It went to the likes of Kai Havertz. It just grew from this team. And what did the manager do? He kept them on. He rewarded them, said, here you go, have a 90 minutes. We're not going to bring the kids on to bring a bit of unpredictability. Do you know why Porto got away with so much? Because they knew what's going to happen. Every single corner, Ben White is going to be on the keeper. Every corner. It's not like, oh, for one corner we didn't do it. No, every corner we took. No shots on target. Am I a dickhead? Am I here just to be fooled? Like, what is going on? And then you see this manager just there, stood there like, I don't really know what to do here. And this is why people question him. As much as I love Arteta and as much as I think he may have a great future as a manager, these are the moments why I don't like praising him. Because I praise him for the last 5 games. I said his game management's been good, and then he does this. Like, we've got a second leg, and I know it's a bit reactionary. I know it's a bit like, it's the raw emotions of this game. I am fucking bored. I'm tired. I've had a long week. And this is what we get rewarded with. We deserve it as Arsenal fans at this point. We just need to keep our mouths shut and stay humble.
Well, I have heard a rumor. That I think, if you believe in the football gods, maybe some do, Igal predicted a 4-0 win and said he'd drum them. And it's again, I think Arsenal are a very good team. I think on their day they can beat anybody. But predicting them to go to Porto away and win 4-0 is all you do.
It's not for everyone, Terry. It's not for everyone.
It's not for many teams. It's not for many. It certainly isn't. Jay's with us. Long time no see, my man. What did you make of tonight? What went wrong in your opinion?
Just think, to be honest, it was a bit of inexperience, to be honest, especially at the end of the match with Martinelli giving the ball away so sloppy. Didn't really get into the game, man. There's a bit of possession based, not really threatening the final third. Nothing like Burnley away or West Ham away. I guess it was a shock to most of these players, especially in that hostile atmosphere. I would have taken the 0-0 when it was going towards the end of the game, but now it's 1-0. I'm just a bit speechless. I don't really agree with some of the previous points made. I think it's a bit of an overreaction, especially talking about the bench. Who else would you have brought on? So, yeah. I'm not
Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, the one who he re-signed, by the way.
They're rubbish. They're not.
Yeah, but why did you give him a contract then? If you don't trust them, get them out.
Okay, but they're on the bench today, so what do you want to do? Bring on worse players?
Bring them on.
You're going to bring on worse players away to Porto and expect them to do something they've never done.
Yeah, Saka Martinelli clearly did a lot.
Yeah,
by the way, Jay, on that point, I've seen Curtis Jones drop 4 assists in the Stadio do Dragao. So I hear what Souls are saying. I hear what Souls are saying. When you want a player that wants to show desire, you bring him on, man.
All right, cool. But in my honest opinion, when I looked at the bench for inspiration, I didn't really see much. I wanted Jorginho to come on a bit earlier just to add a bit more control to the game, especially with Trossard and Havertz not really working today. But yeah, man, I'm not really too happy with this Arsenal and European knockout hoodoo that keeps coming back to bite us. We're doing so well in the league, and then now it's a bit of a it's a bit of an upsetting result, but hopefully we can turn it around in the second leg. I won't be too disappointed in terms of my future predictions for us in Champions League, because we still got big players in Jesus, Partey and Zinchenko to come back and help us, especially against the better teams. But yeah, man, today just wasn't the day today, man. And just to repeat what Brandon, I think his name is, what he said, Declan Rice getting that early yellow, that didn't help. But I still think off the ball, he was very good today, man. He got his tackles in, he was moving around the pitch. At 0-0, I was ready to take it, man. I was ready to take it to the Emirates, but now it's just a sucker blow, and it's like a balloon's popped with a pin.
I hear you on that. Thanks, Jay. Sard, a lot of criticism out there tonight on socials for Saka, for Martinelli, for not turning up tonight. Was it a case of them not turning up, or were they just up against a stellar defensive performance? What do you put it down to, bro?
Listen, firstly, Porto defended very well. Yeah, so they defended very well. Okay, and I think Wendell on the left back, and Mario, they had Saka and Martinelli's number. Let's face it. And a lot of people were going into this game confident, and this is why you don't be so confident going away to Porto, bro, or going away to these other countries in Europe, bro, because it's not easy. Like, we could be flying in the Premier League. You come to this team, bro, it's different. From the atmosphere to how the players play, it's very different. So the players need to learn, man, and keep on learning and doing their thing, man, because realistically, we need to start getting wins. But I think Saka, a very poor game today. Corners as well. We had 9 corners, and we could not even get a chance out of one of them. The goalkeeper did very well. Not going to put it past him. Obviously, the goalkeeper did very well to get the corners out. But Saka, Martinelli, misplacing passes, just can't take their man on properly. It was just a poor game from them and all the attackers, to be honest. Trossard, non-existent for me when he was on the pitch. Same thing with Havertz at times, non-existent as well. Just players that we need to step up. They're non-existent. They're just literally invisible on the pitch. And when they do get the ball, just misplaced passes, not acting like they haven't been in. Listen, I've seen this script last year when it was the Europa League. We went to Sporting away. We at least got a draw out of there, bro. 2-2 draw at least. This time we're going out on a loss, bro. These guys come to the Emirates. We better be on our A game. We need to beat them at least 2 goals, obviously, to get it within 90 points to get the win. But yeah, just wasn't a good game. It wasn't a good game overall from the team, from the manager. The substitutions, one substitution bringing on Jorginho. It for us, it was just a really crap game. And sometimes you just have to look at it and be like, listen, this is where the team lacks experience. And they have no previous experiences at the club to look back to. They don't have a team that they can take some sort of motivation from that won the Champions League before, that can be like, you know what, they done it, so let's replicate what they done, man. Let's go out there and fight for this badge. Today we just we weren't up to it. We sat there, we controlled the game. It looks like we've swapped the Premier League and the Champions League for how we were playing before in the Premier League to how we're playing in the Champions League, and we're playing how we were playing in the Champions League in the Premier League now. It looks like we've swapped places in both of those teams. So listen, for me, the second leg now is so important for us to get through. I think it's important for this team to get as far as they can in the competition, because I need them to get experience in the Champions League. That's one thing that I need from the team. But it was just a poor display, and we deserve this. Yeah, we deserve
that point you made on inexperience. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why Jorginho didn't play today, bro. I saw the lineup. I saw it was the same as Burnley. I was thinking, well, that's a bit easy to keep the team the same. We're going away in Europe. We're going there with players. Maybe Declan Rice is probably the most experienced out of the lot, and he's only played in the Conference League. Saka, Martinelli, all these lot, they're not used to it. Odegaard, the back four, and it showed as well, man. Look what Martinelli's doing in the last kick of the game.